Welcome to the Game Corner, another video game podcast. My name is Harrison. You might know me online as Ixen, and I am joined half, as always, by my friends. Friend? Singular.
Sheldon. Might know me as Captain Unova, not Mocha.
Yeah, okay, Rowan's out wait.
He's on a boat
He's
out
on
in the middle of the Atlantic somewhere.
Yeah,
we don't know.
He's sailing or something. He's having a good cruising time. So I have done the podcast with one of you before. Was it always you and Mocha gone? Or was it the other way around?
No, it was the other way
It was
around.
the other way around. You were gone the other time.
Yeah.
That's right. Wow. That's embarrassing. I'm so confused. It's been a day. Anywho. So we're down to Mocha, but that is A-okay. What's up?
No, nothing, man. Been playing some Scarlet and Violet VGC on Showdown ladder since we finally got it.
Oh, that's convenient. That sounds like It might just be the topic for today.
Oh, wow.
Wow. How convenient. I also
been doing that and grinding.
Yeah.
Been that and grinding.
So what's the a fun update. I did finally roll credits on the game, so I think I've caught up with the two of you. Finally, a little slow on that one. I started breeding. I did my first picnic in the game after rolling credits.
How was that?
It was what?
How was the picnic?
It was great, except when I went to go make so I guess the banana butter and peanut butter sandwich is the cheapest and easiest way to get egg level 2. Also, meal powers are a whole thing that I just ignored through my playthrough.
I've yet to do a picnic.
You haven't done a picnic at all?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you already started building a team in game.
No, not yet. I've just been grinding resources and been exploiting the duplication now and made like 2 million Poké dollars in like a couple of minutes.
I need to do that. I have some stuff that I can duplicate for various reasons, shards, and then things to make money. That'd be so convenient. I've seen the video. I have not watched the videos. I have seen them posted in places.
It's actually a very easy process.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, well, it's actually.
We will forego saying the process on stream. Go find a video. I think Wolf has
It's on
one.
YouTube. Just Google it on YouTube, the dupe.
It'll be easy.
But there's a newer method too. It's a little bit quicker, but it's nice. It helps.
Gotcha. Anyway, so making that sandwich for egg power 2 to actually breed. First time making a sandwich, you have to hold down the A button to move ingredients. I picked up a banana and immediately dropped it because I thought it was a tap A, like click, and then click it again to drop it. But no, that's not the case. You got to hold it the whole time. So keep that in mind as you make sandwiches. You got to have a firm grip on all the ingredients.
On the banana.
Well, I wasn't going to say that for reasons. Anyway.
Pokemon.
Woo! Yeah. Banana sandwiches make Pokemon have eggs faster. Anywho, so I've been doing that. I just managed last night to get a 5 IV Charcadet that I'm gonna make into an Armor Rouge. I was doing it just for fun to like try and get my feet wet with reading and actually building in game, not just typing on Showdown. But also found out that Armor Rouge might be fun to play both in VGC and also I was doing it for raids, so I can do grinding. Right, I'm trying to make a handful of Pokemon that I can use to. Yeah,
that's a interesting aspect to the whole game. Is like you really need some like dedicated raid Pokemon that and you need an assortment of them. It's like in Sword and Shield for the max raids, you kind of just throw anything in there that was strong and probably do all right. These you kind of gotta
have stuff that
it's
makes
like
sense.
Strategy. You have to think about doing the raid battles,
the shield stuff. So I was doing raids with some friends.
It's horrible.
Too. Oh, I didn't. We were joking. So we had myself. I was not quite post game yet at the time. A friend of mine who already has level 100 is post game. I think finished the post game stuff, right? So there won't spoil anything yet, but there is some stuff post game. After credits. So I think he did all that. And he was like, let's go do some, was it 5-star raids, I think? With me, him, and then someone who had like 2 badges.
Yeah.
so he got wrecked. And then we could not actually win. We were pretty impressed at how the level of difficulty that was. Because I had like level 60s right for my team.
That's not going to be enough for
it's
for 5-star raids.
It's my playthrough team too. I am worried because this episode comes out on Thursday, the 1st? Is that the 1st? No. Yes. Thursday the 1st.
It is.
And then the 3rd and I think 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is the back half of the Eevee event. So I think there's more Eevee raids if you want to get those Eevees with special Tera type.
Oh, didn't the Charizard one start too?
No, the Charizard one I think is the 9th, 10th, and 11th. So it's the following weekend.
Gotcha.
And then the weekend after that. I have a week pretty much to get something that can deal with a Charizard in that raid. And I am concerned about 7-star raids.
Yeah, they're gonna be. It's a good thing though that you can only catch one of the Charizards.
Yeah, one and done.
Yeah, and you're probably gonna want to be one and done by the time you get done with this.
So I have a question.
It'll probably be like the equivalent of like fighting like a level 120 Pokemon or something like that.
Yeah, I think Austin John Plays on Twitter did math to try and figure out what the equivalent of, and I think it's literally like 30 times the HP or something. It was his guesstimate.
Oh, yeah, I had a shell bell on one of my mons I've been using for like the 4-star raids, and I can do some 5 stars. It's my Tinkaton, but I had a shell bell on it. You should see how much you heal up from a shell bell hit. Because I think a shell bell is like, it's a small percentage, like 10%, I think, of the damage.
Of the damage you do?
Yeah, and you'll heal, like, you'll do a small little chunk, and you'll heal like 60 health or something like that.
Damn. Well, to that point, because isn't Cerulege's signature move also lifesteal, right? Like, so you hit.
Yeah, Cerulege, yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
So I want to, I'm working on Armor Rouge. I want to work on Cerulege next, since I already have the Charcadets basically ready to do that. Yep. So that'll be real quick. So I want to have both of those, but I'm like, lifesteal is gonna be great, because the couple of times I didn't realize, or I'm not shocked, but I was upset to actually experience terastallizing. I said that right. My Pokemon in a raid, and then immediately it dies.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is the most depressing thing ever, because you do not get that back in that battle.
Nope.
Even though you are in that crystal, you do not get it back. So I was like, oh no. Yep.
Or you put to sleep or burnt or paralyzed, something
bad. And I'm like, ooh, that's a waste. That does not feel good, because then the shields come up, and that's a whole other thing. You gotta terastallize to even get through the shields, and then you have to have like good typing, yada yada yada. To your point earlier, yeah, you need a handful of Pokemon that you can just choose for raids, and that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to build that, I think.
Yeah, it's just like, I did not expect it to be like this.
Oh well, there are rumors beforehand of the raids actually being difficult, and it's like, oh cool. Yeah. There's difficulty in Pokemon, but like, wow,
not used to this.
It's still shocking. I knew what to expect. I am still flabbergasted, but yeah, that's my current thing. In game, I want to start building those mon and use that to practice for IV breeding, EV training, yada yada yada.
Yeah,
because I have not figured out. I know there's a couple of people who've put out videos or guides on it already, but like finding good places to EV train, not looking forward to that at all.
Yeah. And it's wild because there's things just everywhere, and
yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, hopefully you can run easily, because I'm just gonna have some overleveled mon to lead, right?
Just smack everything. Yeah,
that's the easiest way to do it. So you can run easily, but like the annoyance is you run, and then that Pokemon you didn't want to fight is still in front of you.
The Nimbles. Tripping over those things left and right,
or its final form, the one that just chases after you for feels like miles across Paldea.
I'm like, yeah, those things will come flying after you all over the place.
Oh, it happened finally. I had a Tauros just run at me. Speaking of things that'll just attack you. This is a good game, y'all. Glitches and everything. It's a good game.
Oh, it's the most enjoyable Pokemon. I will still stand by that. It is. I'm working up about probably like a quarter of the way through Violet now because I finished up Scarlet. Yeah, I'm about a quarter of the way through Violet, but like it's just fun to go back and play through it.
I'm not shocked. Like it's. I'm if I do that, which I probably will, I'm gonna wait a couple months or weeks, days, whatever, and then do it so that like I don't have it all fresh in my mind. I want to try it again, and like I am looking forward. I don't go back and replay Pokemon games. I think ever. I think the only time I've replayed a Pokemon game is when I played Ultra Sun after playing Sun, because that's the same game, and then I dropped it. I don't think I finished that game because I was so mad.
That was a big. That was a big
like, whiff.
Yeah. It wasn't a good replay experience.
Well, because I mean, the Ultra games are what they should have been. That's I stand by that. But that's not this generation. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually looking forward to playing this game again or something. It'll be fun. Or I guess the other version. I also rarely get both versions. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, these are good games. I have heard if you got the game digitally and you are having the glitches and the slowdown mainly, etc., if you move the game to your system storage instead of the SD card, it works better. I tried that and I did see an improvement.
I will say the same. I see a little bit of an improvement.
Yeah. It still has issues.
I did it.
It doesn't fix it completely, but it runs slightly better. And
it's one less thing that like one less kind of checkpoint for it to have to go through. So
yep, and I do not think that is me placeboing myself. So there's that. Anywho, we hinted at it earlier today, this episode, whatever. Today's episode, VGC. We do not have official rules yet. Actually, good point. This episode does drop when the official ladder. Yeah. Well, I'm mad because I was hoping that so we're recording this on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, and we don't have the official
have the rules yet. Like, let us know. they're gonna be like, here's an update on the first. Have the game or turn on the servers or whatever it is they have to do on their side, and then suddenly, by the way, here are the rules. Hope you have a team.
Yeah.
Just hope you have something, right? Like, who knows? And okay, Sheldon.
Yes.
What do you want? Do you want a year-long format, or do you want series again, like they did in Swish?
So I think the series is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that, but I think with all the real-life events coming up and all the regionals we're going to go to, I think I kind of want the year-long format.
I think I
agree. It's not going to be different.
I think I agree.
Just for the sake of consistency, like my own kind of sanity, because, maybe I would be better at a changing format, or maybe I'm not. And, I don't want to have to deal with that, because just sometimes some things click for you, and I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather just have the smooth sailing all the way through.
Sure. One of I think I agree. I think I want the long format.
It's not as fun, but
well, so that's the thing, right? There's pros and cons to both. You have the changing format forces things to change, right? Like without a doubt, you have to adapt your strategies. You have to, a new meta comes up, yada yada yada. But in a long format, you have the slower moving but more mature meta forms after a little bit.
Yep.
And that sounds fun. It'll still change. It's still going to change. We even saw in series 12/14 for Swish that like it was the longest time we had with that series, but it did shift throughout its
still they're going lifetime. to because you're going to get what's generally the best and kind of rise to the, you're gonna have the cream of the crop stuff, but then people are gonna, okay, so what can I do to beat this? Right. I know I'm gonna see this, then I could bring it, and it's I can either run the mirror match 50-50, or I could start, okay.
Yep.
You get the ebbs and flows.
And that's the natural progression of that metagame, right?
Unless it's a completely broken meta, and then there's just no counterplay, which could happen. Hopefully it doesn't.
Hopefully it doesn't. But speaking of cream of the crop and entirely broken metas, what have you seen on ladder?
What have I seen on ladder?
So wait. So first off, I know you've played a lot more Showdown than I have. I literally started today, and I think I've gotten like 6 games in. So I'm super experienced. I know what I'm talking about. Or I can at least read numbers. I have only one. So pat myself on the back there.
There you go.
And I'm at, where do I find this? My standing, my number, my ELO. Is that the number?
It should. If you go to your name and just click your name.
Oh, there Showdown. There it is. Yes. So Gen 9, I am 1153. So, and I have, I lied. I have played 5 games. And I have won 5 games. So I have so much that I can talk about. And of course, as mentioned before, just to reiterate, the ladder that we're playing on for Gen 9 on Showdown right now is unofficial, right? We don't have the real rules, so we're playing with regional.
And it's everything's legal that's in the regional decks.
Yes. So everything except
if you can
except Koraidon?
Yeah, Koraidon and Miraidon.
Yeah, so it's everything but them.
Yep, except for the box. Yep.
So I mean it's cool, right? Because the Ruin legendaries are fun. And the game doesn't call them Paradoxmon Pokemon.
Ancient and future.
But as a community, are we going to continue to call them the Paradox Pokemon?
Probably.
Okay, so the Paradox Pokemon
that sums it up.
are also allowed. At least we know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the format. I have 5 whole wins under my belt. How many have you played? And what is your rating, your ELO?
Right now I am at, as of this, let me find it. Oh god, I've played a lot of formats. Let's see. So I've played 120 games, about 120 games if I add that up.
Wow. That's like maybe a little more than me.
Yeah, and I'm at 1300 right now.
Okay, so we're pretty close. We have pretty equal experience in this, I'd say.
I've been doing the fun testing thing. So my rating has been fluctuating all over the place because I've been trying so many, because it's fun to try new things out.
Yeah,
it's like I like right at the very beginning I hit the leaderboard, and then I was like, all right, I did that. Time to have fun. And on top of that,
screenshot, and now I go wild.
And then but also on top of that, I've played 31 games in doubles OU before we got the ladder.
Yep.
And I was 23-8 apparently.
Oh, it's not too bad.
That was a wild format too.
That is pick 6, bring 6, right?
Yes, 6v6 doubles.
6v6,
it is. It's weird.
Okay.
But it kind of scratched the itch for a little bit. Got a somewhat idea, but the VGC meta, it actually is way different.
I knew it. We were talking about it in Discord, and I said that was gonna be the case. And people were like, "Oh, it's fine." I'm like, "It's gonna be different. It's gonna be different."
There's some things that are just wildly different.
Okay. Enough beating around the bush. What have you seen? What have you been playing? What's good? What's bad? What is broken? What do you think has potential?
So I want to start off. I think the thing I'm most surprised with, and it was hard to, I guess, quantify before we actually got to see it in game, to see damage calcs, see how it affected stats, and that's the Ruinous Mons, the sub-legendaries. Mm-hmm. So Chi-Yu, Ching Pao, what's the other ones? Oh, goodness. Ting Lu, and what was the last one's name? Can't even find it. It's not used as much. Wo Chain. So they are, they all have some crazy abilities though. And that's the fun thing about them, especially Chi-Yu and Chin Pao.
Yeah, Chi-Yu and Chin Pao are rough. What are their abilities?
So their ruinous abilities, they each go, they target one of the like attack or defensive stats. So your attack, special defense, or defense. Mm-hmm. And what it does, it is a global debuff of 25%.
Okay, I was going to ask that. I didn't know the actual percentages. I thought it was 50.
Yeah. So it's even its ally. It's not itself, but even your ally.
Okay.
So everything on the field except itself gets the debuff.
Okay.
So like Chi-Yu, it lowers special defense.
Mm-hmm. That's the little goldfish friend. Dark fire goldfish friend.
This crazy little goldfish, dark and fire. It's not the bulkiest thing. It has 55 HP, which isn't much.
No.
But its other defenses are respectable. It's got 80 defense and 120 special defense.
It's got
100 speed and 135 special attack.
Yeah, I mean, its HP is lacking, but besides that's pretty good.
While giving everything else a minus 0.25
yes.
to their special defense. Like, nothing takes a hit good from this thing. Like, I've thrown out Arcanines and had them almost got one shot by it. I'm like, oh, what do you do against this? It is the damage that these bring out is wild.
So it's basically like taking into account the 25% drop in defenses. It's kind of like it has 168 special attack, if I did that math right.
Pretty much. It feels like it when you get hit by one.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And Chin Pao is the same but for attack, basically. It's ability.
I thought it was defense.
Or defense. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it drops defense. And it's not as bulky, but it's got 120 attack and 135 speed.
Yeah.
Ice and Dark gets Sucker Punch. Like, it's good. Gets Sacred Sword. The new Ice Spinner move, which is actually a great move.
Yeah, it has really neat coverage for... Oh no, I've lost him. His internet's done the thing again. This is like every episode. I don't understand how it happens.
Uh-oh. Am I back?
Yes, you are. I heard you.
Discord apparently dropped the ball.
Was it Discord? Did you lose your recording, or do I have to go do some fancy edits later?
I am still recording, so
I'm still gonna maybe. I almost said chat. Y'all listening, audience, you guys, you, the one whose ears I am in. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, I gotta remember about 24, 23 minutes in. Yay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, so that was weird. Yeah.
So where were we? Chin Pao.
Chin Pao. Dropping defenses. Pretty good moves and coverage.
Yes. And Sucker. Oh yeah, I was gonna say yes. It has good coverage. So again, I've played 5 games. I did play with Chin Pao. I played everyone's favorite extreme speed normal Tera type Dragonite, which we'll talk about here in a moment.
Yeah, that's the fun part. That's what kind of like breaks it.
It does. But this thing, even with Dragonite doing Dragonite things, mainly going very fast. This thing with the coverage moves that it can get, Ice Spinner, Sucker Punch, Sacred Sword. It really does come in clutch because you have answers to a lot of things that are being played right now.
Yep.
More than I thought. And then I was running it with a Focus Sash, so it can at least live a hit because it is a little on the frail side. With those
you're not gonna live too many hits with it. So
you really are hoping to get in and get out real fast with this mon. And hopefully you have something that can support it, like a very fast Dragonite with extreme speed.
And that, I feel like, has been the other like meta defining big themes right now.
Well, so we talked about these two ruinous mon, right? So Goldfish and Ice Kitty. But those are really cool because they lower defenses, and then have various coverage moves and cool, decent attacking stats for their respective attacking style, whatever, physical special, right? What do you want to call that? But the pairings we have, right? The two attacking mon. Well, that's not true. I'm looking at Pikalytics. Pikalytics is updated for this format, which is cool. And I'm sure it's going to change come the first. But right now, Chin Pao's best or most used teammate with a 49.261% usage together is Dragonite, the one we were just talking about. Do you want to take it from here?
Yeah. So what makes Dragonite so special in this format? So, and it's terrestrializing is like it's benefits so much from it, but you're terrestrializing to normal type. So you get stab, extreme speed, slap a choice band on it. With Chin Pao out, you are just smacking everything. Like it
Dragonite
hits
already has a
so
base
hard.
attack of 134, so it is way up there in that really good range. Dragonite's bulk, I'm actually looking at stats right now. Dragonite's bulk is great too, with 91 HP, 95 defense, and 100 special defense. That's pretty good, all things considered. I mean, it's lacking in speed at 80. I mean, lacking
but if you're going extreme speed, speed doesn't matter. Except for the mirror. That's the only time it can kind of matter.
Yep.
And the only thing I will say about this, I think Mocha was talking about it before too, was about investing in speed on it to, win the speed ties. But I think you still live the hit if you're invested like max HP, max attack.
Yes, I think you live the hits.
Yeah, so if you actually go speed, you're not going to live it. So that's something to consider too.
I was wondering this, right? So I think the one I was using, was just HP and attack, right? So very simple. But like if you have partial investment. Ooh, I can speak. Partial investment in speed, and then the majority of that other investment in HP, and then full investment in attack. There's probably a line that people will toe. That's
what we're going to have to figure out eventually as a meta. Like it's too early right now. It is just 252.
Oh yeah.
And we'll start adjust. Like, what do you calc for right now before the meta even starts? That's a.
For this one, I would calc how much HP do I need to live 2 attacks.
Yes. Yes.
Or live 1 attack, whatever. And then, I mean, you also, obviously with Dragonite, you can do, not own tempo.
Inner focus. So it gets inner focus. So you're immune to intimidate and flinching.
Yes. Because
alternatively, and I don't know why people, I'll tell you this, when I first started running this, people were faking out my Dragonite. And I'm like, what do you, why would I be running multi-scale?
Multi-scale, yeah.
Why? You don't run multi-scale in VGC. Like
you can, yeah. Okay. So full disclosure, I love Dragonite. I really want to make Dragonite work. I'm not upset that its debut in Gen 9 is this extreme cheese strategy.
I wouldn't even say it's extreme cheese. Like it is just it's a truck.
It is, and
it's scary.
and I mean, you have like so in 2 of my 5 whole battles that I've done, I've made 2 grave mistakes. One's not a mistake. A good counter is someone did Tera Ghost into whatever my target was. I forget what it was. I had 5 games. I can't remember.
Tera Ghost can just completely shut it down.
Yep, absolutely. And then it had its
Psychic Terrain.
Psychic Terrain would also shut it down, which I guess if Indeedee comes out, right? Because in Indeedee I expected to be a little higher on this usage list, and it's
Indeedee's strong right now too.
10.
Psychic Terrain.
Yeah. And then also I made I forgot how Terra types work, and I did Earthquake my normal Terra Dragonite, thinking it's not, it's flying, and
it's flying.
It's
Dragonite's a flying type, of course.
It's not that.
Yeah, it makes for some like weird interactions.
Yeah, and it's
that you need to know your team.
You know your team. You need to know what you're doing, and you need to really forego some of your normal like thought processes as you do this.
Yeah, it's an interesting like I kind of like it a lot though so far. Terrestrializing.
I've not seen bad press on
Yeah.
terastallizing.
There will be some times you get got, especially on ladder.
Sure.
Like, because I've been doing this thing. It's like, oh, okay, this one normally does Terras into this, and next thing you know, it terastallizes into something like, I think I was, what was it? Goldingo. It got me. I'd never seen one terastallize to a fairy type before. Well, it terastallized to a fairy type on top of me. I went to go hit it, I think with like a dragon move for some reason. I was like, nope.
Nope.
Well,
shut down.
Yep.
Yeah, I lied. There is one thing that Tera is not going to be good for, and that is best of one format.
Yeah, it's bad for best of one.
Yep. So laddering in general.
I say it's bad. I say it's bad, but I mean it's similar to almost to me to like putting a weakness policy on something random.
Well,
like
to your point, it's
like,
all gotchas.
Yeah, weakness policy in Cineroar,
Yep. So
a lot of stuff like that. Like because in Sword and Shield, you can just slap a weakness policy on almost anything and turn it into a threat.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we can do it here too. It still exists.
We can, but it's a little bit different.
It is a little different because I was thinking of the classic example of what's it called? Colossal and Steam Engine. But that is specifically looking for those types. It's not weakness based, right? So you have to actually be careful with how you can't weakness policy a Dragonite that you can't hit it with a weak fairy move expecting it to be hit with a weakness policy. After weakness policy, whatever. After you've terastallized it into normal, right? That doesn't work. It's no longer a super effective hit. So that does actually make a difference. As opposed to Dynamaxing and you just have so much health.
Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna change the game, obviously. It already has. What else? Have you seen this Dragonite on ladder or used it? And have you used anything besides extreme speed?
Occasionally, depending on the situation. So like if I know it's like an Indeedee team and I brought it for some whatever reason, I will. So I've been running extreme speed, Iron Head, Dragon Claw, and Facade on mine.
Yep, that is the same set that I've seen too.
And so I was just looking at its moves, and no one's been using Facade.
I did the same thing. I scrolled and like the Facade's not here. That's interesting because what's cool is Pikalytics did update and it has Terastallized types as a section now, as a category, whatever.
Yep.
What's weird though, what I do not understand is taking Dragonite into account here. Dragonite has a 14.34% usage. Its normal Tera type is 37.46%. Then it lists nothing else. So I think
what that is, I think it only counts the Tera type if it's used. So that means in almost.
So if it's not,
so in 40% of the games it's terastallizing, in the other 60% it's not.
I see. That makes sense. Okay.
I think that's how they're calculating it. Because if they don't see it, they don't know.
Yeah,
that's why we don't have the items and abilities, because they don't really show up. Like it doesn't say, oh, they have a choice band.
I see. Because I was also wondering why there's no data yet there too.
Yeah. So they got to wait to actually fully mine it. This is just like going off of the replays.
I see. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So there's only a couple, like there's a few abusers of terastallization. So Dragonite's one. Roaring Moon is one of the other ones.
Yeah. How's Roaring Moon doing? I was really excited to use that.
That it's one of the first things in Doubles OU that I learned that was super strong. That's where I learned it was. So the little trick that people are running for it, and I guess for everyone that doesn't know, Roaring Moon, it is a dragon in dark. It's the Scarlet, the like top paradox mon out of Scarlet.
Salamence, but fancy.
Yes. Yeah. It's like like ancient Mega Salamence.
Yeah, they did take the Mega design, which is very good. Very, very choice on their.
But it's Dragon Dark, and like this thing though, it's got 139 attack and 119 speed. So They took from its special attack and actually gave it good stats. You know, not that Salamence actually has 10 more total base power, but this has more functional base power.
Yep.
But so the trick with it though is you run booster energy on it. So what booster energy is a new held item, and when it comes into play, it's a single use item, and it activates the Paradox Pokemon's ability. So photosynthesis for the ancient ones and quark drive for the future ones. And what that does is it boosts your highest stat by one stage.
It is one stage, so if you switch
so it's not an actual stage boost.
Yes, this math is weird.
Yeah. So it's not a stage boost. So if you use Burning Jealousy, it shouldn't proc it because it's not boosting the actual. Yep. It's not getting a stage increase. But it's effectively a +1.
But does that stay when you switch out and switch back in?
No,
so
it goes away.
It is, so it functions
booster energy
that way.
Yeah. Okay. The only way you get it back is if the sun is up for that or electric terrain.
Yep.
But the secret with this though, if you use the boost energy, you terrestrialize to a flying type, and you get acrobatics. So now you have
so high.
Yeah, so now you have 110 base power stab flying move.
I see. Well, yes. 110 after stab.
Yeah. No, it's 110. Acrobatics goes up to 110 after your item's consumed.
Oh.
Normally, acrobatics is normally 55. Yeah. So it's normally 55 base power, but if you use an item, use your held item, it goes up to 110 base power.
Yep.
Now you're getting stab on top of it. So. Yep.
So that is huge.
Yeah.
Actually, that ends up being 165 with
and also
stab.
It gets some other good stuff too. It gets it gets tailwind. It gets breaking swipe if you want some kind of control with it. Mm-hmm. So you get some other options.
Yeah.
It gets jaw lock, so you can lock something in with you so they can't swap out.
Yeah, a handful of and it's not terrible coverage, right? You have handful of things: dragon, flying, steel, dark, ground has the earthquake,
and everything right now gets Terra Blast too. So you always have some kind of coverage if you want it.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, looking at the Terra types for Roaring Moon, you have flying, steel, ground, dragon, and fire in that order, which is pretty impressive. The highest one being flying, right, to go along with the strategy you said. Wow, that's a good point. That's my next thing I'm going to try out because that sounds fun.
And so I guess continue on the theme of abusers, and it's another one of the new Pokemon. I guess that's also part of my problem right now too with the new format is like there's so many new shiny things.
There's a lot of
this looks fun. Oh, this looks fun.
Yeah.
And so I'm jumping around all over the place. But
super honest, I was putting off starting this until we had some sort of actual rules, which we kind of do with this format.
Yeah.
And then also it's like it's decision paralysis. So many things. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
And then on top of all the old things that are still good, like Indeedee and Dragapult's still, it's still there. We can still use Dragapult.
Where's Dragapult on this list?
Probably not as high as it should be.
No. 6.9%. Right there next to Rotom Wash.
Sylveon's really good right now. But the one I want to point out here is Gargonicle.
What? Oh, Gargonicle.
Gargonicle. Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Gargon.
Minecraft salt.
Yes, the saltiest of the salt, and
I think it's Gargonicle. I think you're right. You are now at least.
Okay, we'll stick to that. But this thing, I love using this thing on ladder.
I've not used it yet.
Oh my gosh, it's all right. So it's kind of like our Rhyperior right now.
Okay.
It's a big, bulky rock type. So it's got 100 HP, 100 attack, 130 defense, 90 special defense, and only 35 speed. So, your typical Trick Room. But this, it doesn't matter typically when you're running it. It doesn't really matter if you're in Trick Room or not, because it's similar to like the Registeel strategies we had in Sword and Shield. It's very stall.
Right.
Like you're slowing down the game, and usually it turns into a raid boss.
Yeah, because I see Iron Defense and Salt Cure as its top 2 moves, and then Body Press to go along with that.
Yep. So all right. So yep. So that's you, and you run left. So you run leftovers.
Oh no.
Iron Defense, Body Press is your main damage.
Yep.
You get Recover, and so Salt Cure move it's a super cool move, and I'm glad it's getting used because it's a signature move. It's like only 40 base power, I think. It's a physical rock move that is super effective against steel and water, I want to say.
I'm pulling it up
steel
now.
or just steel?
I don't know.
Could it be just steel?
Inflicts damage is water and steel, right? Inflicts damage
Water
on
and
target at the
steel,
end of each turn. Doubles damage inflicted on water or steel type opponents.
Yep. So it does 1/8. Isn't that what it does? 1/8.
I don't see it here on Cerebi.
Yeah. So it does 1/8 every turn, and it goes up to a quarter if it's a steel or water type. So the initial damage isn't much. That's not what you care about. It's our Gmax. It's our new Gmax Wildfire Vocalith kind of thing.
Does this isn't a on the field? Or
No,
it's the specific Pokemon.
Yeah, it's what you hit. You have to hit them with that move.
Okay, I see.
But the nice thing is it's an attack, so you can't taunt to negate it.
Good call, yeah.
So that's actually a super nice thing about it. And the best thing I've been doing with it, I've seen most people. So its top terrestrialization is grass.
Yes,
and I get it. You get rid of all its weaknesses. Cool. No, the best thing is ghost. That's what I've been running since. Because everyone sees it.
The half of the usage percentage there says otherwise, Sheldon. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 10.2% grass and 5.5% ghost.
The ghost, because everyone sees this thing and they want to smack it with a fighting move or something.
Oh, sure.
You turn into ghost,
and then it's just gone. You waste that.
Yeah,
turn.
a lot of time. There's so many times like I'm just like, oh, you can't touch me. You set up an Iron Defense, and then they're scrambling because they just wasted a turn.
Yeah, and gave you the chance to really set up.
Yep.
Fair
so you
point.
get as soon as if you get set up on this thing and get rid of anything that's like a threat, like Chiu's a threat to anything.
Sure.
But you get rid of its threats. And also,
with
I want to
running around. I'd hate to do grass because Chiyu can just come in with a freaking heat wave or whatever.
I need to throw this out too. Its signature ability, its new ability is Purifying Salt. Is also another reason to run Ghost, in my opinion. Is this Pokemon? It cannot be status, so no Spore, no Will-O-Wisps, no Burns, no Paralyzing.
Oh.
And Ghost power is halved against it.
Oh.
So you have no weakness. You have zero except for Dark. Dark is your only weakness when you're Ghost.
Interesting.
Because it nullifies your weakness.
To be fair, Dark is not
a ton of Dark.
Yeah,
ton of Dark mons.
Pretty prevalent, right? As a attacking type
but that's why you get Body Press.
Fair point actually. Okay.
And because
wow,
if you're fully set up on body with Iron Defense, you have 800 defense stat. If you're fully vested in defense.
Oh my gosh. That's a high number. 800 is big.
It's fun. I love that thing. That's like almost my new cold because I love that Salt Cure. I just chip you down and you just start tanking everything. Just start recovering every turn. It's fun.
You're right. There's so many shiny toys.
Yes. And I'm glad to see this. Another thing, I hate the strategy, the Dondozo.
Dondozo. Yeah, we had to talk about Dondozo and Tatsugiri.
Oh man.
I haven't played with it yet. I'm super looking forward to it. It's in the next couple of days. I will definitely play with it on Showdown at least. But the Dondozo Tatsugiri thing, for those of you who are not indoctrinated into the Dondozo cult, they have a really neat interaction where the Tatsugiri with the commander ability if put on the field with a Dondozo, will just go into the Dondozo's mouth and then control the Dondozo like a mech. Super cool in concept, at least. But then the Dondozo gets a +2 Omni boost to all of its stats.
Yes.
Which is what makes up for it being the only thing on the field. Dondozo itself has wild
ton. It's got a ton of bulk.
Yeah, it's 150 HP, 115 defense, and then its special defense is 65, which is
a +2 helps though.
Bad. Yeah, the +2, it brings it right up to, what is that? 130, right? Double at that point. +2. That's how math works.
I mean, no investment. It'd be 170. No, plus 1.5. Never mind. No, ×2.
×2. That's a number. That's 130.
170. It's 170.
170. I can do math in my head. No.
Well, I'm talking about stat. So its stats at level 50 is at 85.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at base stats.
Base stat, but yeah. Base stat, yeah.
We can, I swear, y'all, we can do math. This is a math game.
It is.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Okay, yes, I agree with you. I understand. But yes, it's cool. So the +2s to everything helps, of course. It is slow. You're going last unless you're in Trick Room, because that's a 35 speed. I think with the Tatsugiri Dondozo combination, I think setting up Trick Room for this thing is difficult, because you have to have a third mon to set up Trick Room and then get off the field to bring in one of these two to make the combination happen. So that's going to be hard.
And you can boost up your speed decently well.
If you invest in speed and you have the +2, you have something going there. You're probably playing around with Showdown right now to see those numbers.
And something else we can mention while we're at it here too is it has a signature move as well.
So Order Up, its signature move, which is a fantastic animation, and every time I see it in game, I just want to go to my local sushi shop. But based on the color of the Tatsugiri, Order Up will increase one of its stats. What is it? Attack speed and
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. So I think everyone does the attack one. I think mostly.
Yeah. I've seen the speed one too.
Okay, so those are the top two, and the third one does something.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying those. You can boost up your speed plus past the +2.
Fair point. You can have plus 3, 4, 5, 6 with that too.
Yep.
If you can get order ups off. There you go.
Yep.
It's dragon type, which is cool. So neat coverage. Dondozo is just a water type, right? So you have that's to play
water.
With. It does Tera into dragon as the most common one, and ground, I guess, for earthquake.
Stab earthquakes.
And
electric immunity.
Electric, yeah. Because it's big again. If it's pure water type, electric and is probably going to be its biggest threat in the format right now, I imagine. That's super cool. And then it gets other moves, so like earthquake, Order Up are the top two. For water coverage, you have liquidation and wave crash, which are neat. Wave crash is the close combat, right?
Is it? I don't remember.
Wrong.
Wave crash. Yeah. Recoil. 120 base power with recoil.
Yep, you're right. It's big damage, but it does have the recoil.
I see these things run like leftovers a lot too, so they have some passive recovery.
So they can eat not the Tatsugiri.
Yeah.
And then you have other things, Rock Slide. Oh, I see rest and substitute being used here for some neat stall tactics.
I've had substitute get me. Ooh. Yeah, I will say that substitute one got me before. Because it's just dangerous. One of the things, like you see this thing coming from a mile away usually.
You see it in team preview, you know it's happening, right? If 1/3 of their team is dedicated to this strat, and it is the strat, right? Like you don't bring Tatsugiri and Dondozo, and you don't do this. If you do, it's not games.
It's not as bad in VGC as it is in Doubles OU. It's a menace in Doubles OU. I'll say that.
Sure.
This thing is a menace in Doubles OU, but it's not,
because you don't have to choose 4. You don't have to choose it.
Yeah.
You just have it.
Yeah, because you have support for it and everything else, like in 6v6 and in VGC 4v4. Like that's half the mons you're bringing are these two, and one's almost useless.
Tatsugiri is not useless.
Almost.
So what's great about this though, right? So the normal strat is you send out both of them for turn 1, right? So you lead with these probably. And then you immediately Dondozo eats the Tatsugiri, and then Dondozo gets the bonuses. It's the only thing on your field. You have your opponent attacking your Dondozo 2 against 1. So at some point, Dondozo, unless you can just steamroll your opponent's team, will go down. But when a Dondozo goes down, Tatsugiri comes back out unscathed.
Yep.
Full health Tatsugiri friend. And like Water Dragon, it's got decent-ish stats, right?
It has a good special attack. It has a 120 special attack.
Yeah, and 82 speed is workable, so it is pretty glass cannony. So you are going to be careful with that. People are running Draco Meteor, Mighty Water, and Dior Protect, Icy Wind.
There is a way around the commander ability too. There is a workaround for that.
This is also big cheese, but go on.
Yes, it is, but it is if you don't lead into it right and like call it right, it can mess you up because what it can do is it can endure turn 1. So, no hits are taking it out.
Yep.
Turn 1. You could take it down all the way to 1 HP if you want. And they either U-turn, swap, something. Explosion. I've seen explosion strats.
Yes, I've seen the explosion
beside it.
Yes.
But it will usually be holding a toxic orb.
Yep.
So they sacrifice their mon. It goes out.
Ideally, still doing big damage to your opponent with an explosion, right?
Just anything. It's any bonus. It's bonus damage, And you want to get Tatsugiri as low as possible too. Mm-hmm. For this, and then Dondozo comes out. Your toxic orb activates. It knocks itself out on the next turn. Dondozo can protect, and it keeps its Omni boost.
Yeah. So the tech here is Tatsugiri is at low health, poisoned. You bring out Dondozo, it eats it, and then Tatsugiri, dies in the Dondozo's mouth. I'm guessing at that point, Dondozo does just eat the Tatsugiri.
Yes, it digested at this point.
Yes, and it's extra flavored with the toxic orb poisoning. But then you have one Pokemon on the field. And it
keeps the boost.
With the boosts, and you bring out Flamigo.
Yeah. That, I mean, you don't have to run Flamigo with it, but I mean, it's just one of the things. It's like
if you're going for the cheese, you bring out
you might
Flamigo.
As well. You might as well because it has what's its ability called?
I don't see it on this. Oh yeah, it's got something sync or something.
Co-star.
Oh, that's what it was.
So on Switch, and it copies its allies' Pokemon stat changes. So it gets the Omni boost now.
So you have a +2 Dondozo and you have a +2 Flamigo next to each other, and that is turn 2.
Yeah.
Well, or sorry, I think end of turn 2.
It could be it could be beginning of turn 2. Or end of turn 2.
End of turn 2. You have this Omni boosted Flamigo and Dondozo next to each other going into turn 3. You've done some amount of damage to your opponent's team. This is the cheese that will be on low ladder come December 1st.
You'll see it. It's just something you need to be aware of.
Yeah, you can see
I don't predict it winning anything major, but it is unique. If you let it, if they can slip it in on you, if they can position super well, it can mess you up.
Yeah, you're done, right? Because this is so. I mean, Flamigo is not. When I heard there was a flamingo Pokemon, I'm like, yes, Florida has
this thing carried me through my first playthrough. This thing was awesome.
I didn't use it. I don't know that I've caught one yet. Actually, I've caught one. But I've not used it yet. I didn't know it was going to be as good as it is, just in general. Yeah. So what is this? What is water fighting? No, water.
Yeah. Flying fighting.
Flying fighting. Sorry, I want to be a water type. Flying fighting type. It gets. I don't know. It's obviously a physical mon. It's neat. I don't know. It's cool. But to your point, I do not see this winning anything major. It's going to be the thing that just annoys you on ladder, gets you tilted.
It like I said, it will get you if you let it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's also like Haze is very common right now because there's a ton of setup.
Yeah, Haze will
in a format right now.
that.
Yeah, Haze undoes a lot of stuff that's going on right now. So that's just like one of the things you can keep in mind.
Oh,
when you're team building.
How does this interaction work? If you just have normal, not Toxic Orb cheese, but normal Dondozo Tatsugiri Commander strat, and you Haze, do you just have a Dondozo on the field now with no boost and no Tatsugiri next to it? Oh, that kind of sucks.
Haze nullifies the stat changes.
You cannot return Tatsugiri.
No.
Because the Pokeball can't see it. It's inside a Dondozo.
It ate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I do love the lore from the Pokedex, or I think it's Pokedex, about these two, that Dondozo is just really bad at catch. It's dumb. It can't catch its own food. And Tatsugiri is like, I'm small and smart and strong, but you're bigger and stronger. So I'm going to command you from inside of you. Oh, Pokemon's cool. They did a lot of weird writing with this gen.
They did, but
it's good.
The designs are great. The designs are fantastic this gen.
Absolutely. If we did not say that enough last episode when we talked about our initial impressions, like, oh, that was pretty good.
It's great.
Okay. I at least want to talk about we're just under an hour right now.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, shockingly. 56 minutes right now. Okay. So we have some returning Mon up at the top of ladder, which is not shocking at all. We have Amoonguss, Arcanine, Torkoal, Grimmsnarl. We know what those do. We have Arcanine as the Incineroar replacement right now. Incineroar is not here.
It's always, when Incineroar is not there, you can expect Arcanine to be your number one intimidator.
Yep. You have Amoonguss for its bulk and support. You have Torkoal for sun and its just overwhelming presence for eruption
photosynthesis
or whatever. And
photosynthesis activations. Yep.
Photosynthesis.
Yeah.
And also photosynthesis too, but who runs that?
Chlorophyll.
Does it actually? No, it doesn't. Okay. Grimmsnarl for screens and I actually heard middling things about Parting Shot on it, so cool, I guess.
I think it's good. I haven't really played with it much because I kind of have an idea of how it will be.
Sure.
But I don't know if I'd want to go the screens route when I play it personally, because I like some of the so what I'm thinking of whenever I finally do break out my Grimmsnarl is going to be basically all the moves right below the screen. So it's going to have Fake Out, Parting Shot, Spirit Break, and Thunder Wave.
That is not a terrible set, actually. That sounds pretty good. You still have
and Thunder Wave.
You still have
Fake Out's still good. I mean, it gets so many supporting moves though. I mean, Scary Face still, Fake Tears, Trick. You can Trick Lagging Tail things still. You get Sucker Punch, Foul. Like, it has everything you could need in a Pokemon. So if your team is lacking something, Grimmsnarl can probably do it for you.
That's true.
Just the only bad thing is there's so many dark types. You need to be careful what your Parting Shot.
That is correct.
And anything can become a dark type as well.
Yep. So being careful with because I had someone.
It can be because things can be a blowout real quick in this.
Yeah, I had someone trying to quash. Prankster quash from a Sableye, my Chi-Yu, and I'm like, it doesn't work, and they kept trying, and it doesn't work, and I'm like, you're wasting stuff with your Sableye right now, unless that's the only move.
Maybe next time it'll work. You never know.
Insanity is trying the same thing over and over again, and expecting different results. But yeah, so that's Grimmsnarl is a Swiss Army knife, but there's a lot of options, and they are all dependent upon being able to actually do them. So you gotta be careful. That's cool. Okay.
I guess shout out to the most played one is Fluttermane.
I want to talk about Fluttermane. So I liked it when I first saw its design and saw the leaks and like, oh cool, Mischievous gets a ancient form. Yay, cool. Ghost type and ghost fairies are really neat typing. And then it turned out to be super good.
Who would have thought 135 speed, 135 special attack Pokemon would be good?
Who'd have thunk? Right? Like, holy crap, this thing. And it can get photosynthesis, right? So it can get that boost too if you run it with the boost energy or in the sun. But running, like, I mean, this set here that I'm looking at is pretty standard. Your Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, Protect, and Moonblast is pretty good. Icy Wind for support, Trick Room for support, Mystical Fire for coverage. You've got options there, and holy crap, that thing can destroy, especially next to Chi-Yu.
Yes,
when you
and that's typically where you'll see it.
Yeah. It's two most actually it's
the two most new mod.
The 4 most used teammates for Flutter Mane are Amoonguss, shocking, Chi-Yu, shocking, Torkoal, shocking, and Arcanine, shocking. Right? Like, okay, people are using Flutter Mane pretty normally.
Yeah, pretty much anywhere. So it's your fast special sweeper.
Yep. And decent coverage.
Yeah, good coverage and good support. Like, it also adds some supporting options. So like I've been playing a Trick Room team and a reverse Trick Room on me. I'm like, great. Like, oh,
good point.
Yeah, and then it'll have Chi-Yu beside it and it starts nuking everything around it.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, a lot of things do a lot of damage this gen.
Yeah,
I will.
It's impressive.
So like, that's the thing. Like, I'm used to Dynamax doing a lot of damage. I feel like we're doing more damage in this format than we did.
So what I like about this, right? So I do have I have at least 2 more things that I want to talk about before we wrap this episode up. So sorry if it's going long, both to Sheldon and to the listeners. You're here now though. Stick with it. But one of them is the gimmick, comparing Dynamax to Terastallization. Okay. What you're just saying is that we're used to this, right? For the last 3 years with Dynamax, and Dynamax, Pokemon gets big, do big damage, it has big health. Yay. It stands out for obvious reasons. But now you've taken that power boost away, right? So Dynamax is no more. You have Terastallization, which gives different coverage and a different power boost, different defensive boosts, depending on how it's used. But you have all these Pokemon that are just big, heavy hitters where, to your point, it feels like everything's doing big damage, but really it's just everything's more equalized.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's more level playing field than one thing gets big and does big damage.
Yeah. So the thing I really like about the gimmick is it's actually not too centralized. Oh, what on earth? Oh, Pikalytics is playing an ad at me.
Oh, I was like, you didn't leave this time, so I don't know what's going on.
No, an ad started talking to me on Pikalytics page. But the thing I like, it's not like over centralizing really. So you can go through 100 matches and never terastallize and it be okay.
Yeah, you don't have to terastallize.
It opens up some doors and some strategies, but it is not a necessity. You had to Dynamax. Yep.
And if you didn't have to Dynamax, that is because your opponent forgot it existed or you forgot it existed.
Yeah, or I mean, I've swept games before without Dynamaxing in Sword and Shield, but that's an exception to the rule. That's not the rule. You to use the gimmick, you had to do it. And for it to be to me, it almost feels like some of these new mons are more of the gimmick, like the legendaries.
Because they added the Paradox mons themselves are super cool. They all have the same ability. That's very interesting. But like the math they added to the game with the wilderness abilities is I would have never thought that they would take something that's not a stage change.
Yeah.
Right, for the math in the game.
Yeah. And especially it's balanced in the way that it's a global debuff.
Yeah, even to your partner.
Yeah, even to your partner. So I think that actually makes it better. But good grief is some of the damage. Like I almost feel like they wanted to speed up VGC because some of the because I've hit like I said, I've swapped an Arcanine into a Heat Wave from a Chi-Yu and it did probably around 70% to my Arcanine. Wow. Like, and a bulky Arcanine, not you know, and it's a resisted hit.
Resisted and bulky. You have
resisted spread hit, and it did about 70% to my Arcanine. Like, I was like,
I mean, for that, Arcanine's got 90 base HP and 80 base special defense. So like,
yeah, and it's resisted, you know,
and resisted.
You think it like,
nope,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm so far I'm liking Terastallation a lot more.
Yeah, and I like seeing cool ideas, like I said, because like when I first saw someone use like a ghost Gargonicle that I stole it from someone on ladder, I was like, that actually works out really well.
Yep.
The flying roaring moon, normal Dragonite.
Yeah, it's super cool. This is I am not disappointed, right? We were talking about it going into this format, in this new gen, how neat the team building and stuff would come from this. I hope we continue to see more and more of these kind of things come out, because again, this is just, we've had this format for not even a week at this point, right? And I mean the official rules.
It's have fun. Yeah, it's have fun with the time right now too. Like try whatever you want right now before the meta solidifies.
Yeah, nothing matters. It's great. Okay. The other fun and the only kind of the top future mon is Iron Hands.
Yes.
Have you seen that or used that yet?
Yes. I haven't used it yet, but I've seen a lot of it, and it's actually very strong.
It do be 140 attack.
So it's a Hariyama.
4 HP. Yeah, Hariyama.
Yep.
Robotic Hariyama.
Yep. Fake out. You know, wild charge for electric stab. Does it get close combat? I haven't seen that as much as I've seen Drain Punch, so it has some sustain.
Oh yeah, if you're doing wild charge and drain punch, that'd be a pretty nice combo.
Yeah,
sustain.
But it gets belly drum too.
It gets belly drum.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It gets.
Okay.
I've seen him run. I think it gets iron defense, body press. I've seen it run body press.
Oh wow. I don't even see that on. Oh, there it is. I do see it on the list here. It gets play rough. That's weird.
It gets some. Yeah, it gets some. But I mean, the basic spread like move set on it though is super good, and it's very strong, and it's super bulky.
Yeah, its bulk is 154 HP, 108 defense, and then 68 special defense. So Chi-Yu can really just destroy it, but still, wow.
Yeah, it's good. It's Hariyama, but it's just slightly different Hariyama.
Yeah.
So Hariyama's actually still very good too if you wanted to go that route.
Hariyama, I thought, was on this list somewhere.
It should down. Be. Because it's still really good.
Am I not seeing it? Oh. Okay, whatever.
It's still great for Trick Room. Because it still gets knockoff, which can hit hard.
Yep.
Oh, it's all the way down at 1.95%.
Was it really?
Number 66. But I mean, they're running fake out, close combat, bullet punch, wide guard. That's a move I'm gonna say right now is you're gonna start seeing it.
Wide guard.
Like when people start getting serious, there's so many spread moves going around, so much spread moves. So you're gonna see a lot of wide guard.
I've seen a lot of like Heat Wave and Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, those spread moves galore.
There's a lot of spread moves. That earthquakes, rock slides. You block it all.
Yep. Good point. Cool. So, everyone who's listening and made it this far in the episode, we are getting all this stuff off Pikalytics. If you didn't catch that earlier, Pikalytics is a great tool for seeing just what the usage of these Pokemon are. Seeing they have a team builder. We talked about it in one of the Back to Basics episodes. They have a damage calc. They have all these things. A good tool for team building and just understanding what the meta is doing at the time. So make sure you check that out. Tool. We'll have that link in the description down below if I remember to do that. And also. We'll have it in Discord here soon. Anything else you want to touch on? We are going a little long. That's okay.
No, that's fine for today, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this and see the things kind of move and shift and start to. I don't want to say that we're seeing a meta solidify.
We're just seeing,
but it's the actual, like, we're pre-gaming right now.
Yeah, we are. I think everybody's having fun right now. You got some tryhards, but like it's fun time right now. You'll see a lot of different things, and like you'll see some things that are just kind of like, oh, that's cool. Like the Ruinous, the grass dark one. Like I've had that thing just sit there and be super bulky and leech seed me, and I'm like, oh, I can't kill it.
No, that's not. That's the snail.
Right? Woe chain.
Yeah, it's super low on the.
It's just and it's just a tank. It's gonna leech seed you. It's gonna snarl. It's gonna use it.
You don't see it probably that often in VGC, but when you do, it sucks.
Yeah, and when you're not ready for it.
yeah, it's true. Okay, that is our initial impressions on VGC, right? So
and I could probably keep going and going, but you know,
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, there's a lot.
We got more episodes. We can save that for.
Things I wanted to talk about too. And I'm like, nah, I'm saving it for next time. Speaking of next time, we have a couple of fun things coming down the pipeline here at the Game Corner. So I don't know if it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be within the next 2 or 3 episodes, right? So a couple weeks. But we do have our next collab. We're setting that up. So we can talk to some new friends with the podcast. We'll keep it a secret for now who that is. But if you wanted to try and guess in the comments down below or at us on Twitter or whatever, do that. That'd be fun. But yeah, we have that coming up. We have Mocha, I think, will be back next week. No, I think just us next week again.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, he's
out
getting
of town.
off his boat and getting on a plane, flying up to New York. He's all over the place.
Yeah. So yeah, next week will be Sheldon and I again. So look forward to that. If you don't like listening to Mocha's voice, that didn't go the way I wanted it to do. Anyway, I'm not gonna edit that out. No, look forward to that. It'll be fun. Mocha, I love you if you listen to this.
We miss you.
We do miss you. I don't know what topic we're gonna talk about next week. When Mocha is back, right? So in 2 or 3 weeks, whichever one is not the collab episode, we're gonna talk story spoilers. Right, so give everyone another couple of weeks to do story stuff. Ideally, maybe at that point I'll finish the actual post game stuff. But have you done that yet? The actual post game. So you've gone all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I've not done that yet. And we'll not say what that is because I want to know how that goes. Anyway,
you'll see.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Although I think I need to actually either grind or train up a competitive team to go do some of the stuff in end game, so that'll be fun.
Just the raids. The rest of the stuff you'll be fine with your in-game team.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I still probably need to grind because I was just at the level I needed to be for like everything.
You'll pick up levels as you go.
Sure. Okay. So there's that. So a couple weeks for that. I look forward to it. Yeah, what are we talking about next week? What do we have any initial ideas?
No.
Cool. We'll talk about it offline. So we do have. We're trying to figure out stuff. So we did miss being the first people to have a tournament for Scarlet and Violet. That gets to go to Nino Pokebros.
Of course,
they ran a tournament. So go check that out.
Of course, when I'm trying to like play him in Malamar games, I couldn't get a hold of him for like 2 weeks when the game came out because he's over here running tournaments and stuff.
Oh really? Oh, that's funny.
Which I'm in the finals of, by the way, against Professor Walnut. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll probably be playing him Thursday. Probably going to stream that actually, since it's not the holidays.
Oh, good point.
So Thursday we'll be playing the finals, and we're playing one from every gen. So we have to choose. Each Pokemon has to be from a different generation. So that'll be interesting. Yeah.
It's also fun to see.
And he has been cracked in it. He has not dropped a game, and we've had some stout.
Really?
Like we had who do we have in this league? We had Ashton Cox, Pingy, Osiris. Like,
wow. Well, and so he has not lost a game.
He has not dropped.
Have you?
No, he went undefeated. Yeah, I lost a few games leading into it, but
look at you guys.
I had the number 2 seed.
Oh, sure.
In the playoffs, so
So, I mean, that's cool that we have some Game Corner, Battle Corner, Tri Attack representation there for the finals. That's exciting. I don't know who I'm voting for.
Oh,
I'll keep that a little secret to myself, and then when whoever wins, I'll say like I voted for them, of course.
There you go.
That's exciting. I might try and tune into that. I don't know, while we're talking about streaming stuff, I don't know what my streaming schedule is going to be with my new work stuff. I'd like to just keep streaming Fridays.
Yeah, you're not unemployed anymore.
Oh, I've been working for weeks now. This is my 3rd week in my new job.
It's been that long?
It has been, yeah. Thanksgiving didn't count. It was not a week. And I've also, the first week was onboarding and boring stuff. Second week was Thanksgiving, so I didn't do a whole lot. And this week, I'm still just ramping up and doing things. It's fun. Maybe I'll do real work at some point. Anywho, so yeah, stay tuned to Discord and Twitter for my stuff. I'll try and figure it out. I do need to get the second half. I realized I said it last week that I had all of my playthrough. I don't. I have most of my playthrough on from the first weekend. I did not record my whole playthrough. I have videos that will be on YouTube, so check that out. Link down below. This got super off topic and rambly real fast. Oh, we're trying to set stuff up for Game Corner things. Hopefully a Battle Corner here soon, right? So when we have official rules and on the actual ladder, we'll probably try and do another Battle Corner here soon. And just some other things that we'll keep close to the chest right now and what we're trying to plan and do. Which may or may not include more content on the channel, hopefully. So look forward to that. Are we done? I think we're done. I want to be done.
I think we're done. Yeah, we're done.
Okay. Thank you to RobKTA and Game Chops. They used for a theme song, Goldenrod Game Corner off the Ultraball album. Super cool. I've been Harrison. You can find me on Twitter at @row_Ixen. You can find me on if you search Row Ixen on YouTube and other things, and Twitch, you can find me. Weird names lead to good SEO. Rowan stuff is down below. You can find him at Rowan W Hall on YouTube and Twitter. And who are you?
I am Sheldon. You can find me on Twitter at Captain_Unova, and you can find me on Twitch at Captain Unova.
And together we have been the Game Corner. You can find us on Twitter on Game Corner VGC. You can find us in Discord and link down below. You can find us on YouTube and Spotify, wherever you're listening to this now. Those links are also down below. Comment your favorite thing, core team strategy thing, whatever you want to see in VGC or try out, and give us ideas of content to make in the comment section down below. And until the next episode, press start and game on. Bye.